Hello, Blue Justin here. Still Justin, still not blue. Little bit, okay, a tiny bit blue because of I really did want to get this one out on time, but I've listened to common sense and looked after my health rather than pushing myself to produce videos that would be necessarily under par and wouldn't make me feel that good. So, however, this week's haul, which this is the video for, as I'm sure you will know from the title, isn't that big. So I'm just doing a late night recording, but the editing still won't be, meaning it'll get out on time. So let's get on with it. Right, and as I said, this is a very late night recording. Normally I would never have been able to do this in the past, but after watching Kermit's Ghost's video on the equipment he used, I do now have lighting that allows me to record at any time of day, which helps as long as I'm actually capable of staying awake to do so. But first up, anyway, is one that I really like. This is an update from my Blu-ray, and I would have loved for it to have a proper 4K steelbook release, but it doesn't seem to, certainly not in this country. So I might end up putting the 4K in the steelbook case that I have for the Blu-ray, and I can already hear you saying, get on with it, show us what it is. Smoking Aces. Oh yeah. It's extremely violent, and it's supposed to be it says it's an action comedy. There are some areas that I would, it's quite dark comedy, but I really like it. I think it's really great. It's 18 rated for strong bloody violence, so that just seems to say a lot. But yeah, I think it's a very enjoyable film. There are some good, there's certainly a good cast with a load of assassins being out there to track down somebody who's informing on a mob boss, including Ben Affleck, Andy Garcia, Alicia Keys, Ray Liotta, and Ryan Reynolds. That's a really good cast for a fun sort of like action shoot 'em up type film, and it is a very good fun action shoot 'em up type film. I'm not going to say that it's going to win any Oscars at any time, but I'm very, very happy to have added this to my collection, even though there wasn't a steelbook available, certainly not in this country. And it does have some nice extras on deleted scenes, extended scenes, stunt effects. It says cowboy ending. Maybe that's a different ending. I don't know. There's a commentary from the writer and director and the editor, and I think it seems to be a different commentary as well with the another again with the writer director, but with some of the actors. So that's a decent set of extras, and this one is relatively well priced now, I think, for a 4K under £20, I think. Is that right? Yeah. So anyway, lovely bit of fun for a not thinking about it afternoon sometime. Next one up, I'm going to have to more concentrate on a lot, and this is the complete series for a TV series, which is The Bridge. Now, I don't know too much about this one, apart from the fact that the first season, I believe, had a body found halfway across a bridge between two countries, Sweden and two Nordic countries. Sorry if that's probably quite dismissive of not knowing Nordic countries off by heart. I do apologise. But the point is, it meant that the body wasn't in any specific jurisdiction, so the two countries had to agree to have like a task force between them to try and solve the crime of how she was murdered, and who did it, etc., whatever. So I think it might have been even, I can't remember whether it was even nastier than that, whether it was a case of like there was one half of the body was actually separated from the other half or not. But Nordic crime stuff is usually not very, is very, very clever and doesn't hold back, as it says here. Very strong language, strong violence, gore, threat, sex, drug use, suicide. So, yes. Very good. However, just looking at the languages, I think I've probably worked out where the bridge is. The language on here, there is no English dub as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure there isn't. So it's only in Swedish/Danish, depending on which characters are specifically speaking, but it's obviously subtitled in English. Otherwise, I really wouldn't know what I was doing. But I just feel that it's an excellent plot. It's well regarded, and the Nordic type area thriller has really come into its own as being recognised as very, very highly regarded, and as much as it should have been probably for a longer time in recent years. So I'm really looking forward to putting this one in the player. Right. Next up, we have. Now this one is one. I know I keep on teasing you. This one is one I keep on having the title confused with another one, and I didn't realise actually I didn't have it. And this is Long Kiss Goodnight. It contains strong bloody violence and threat, and it's about a woman with fading amnesia. Suddenly she remembers she's a government assassin, and there's a low rent detective trying to help her recover her memory. But when you consider the low rent detective is Samuel L. Jackson, and the woman who's got a bit of amnesia or lots of amnesia is Gina Davis, I think that sounds like a good, well worth watch to me. I always mix it up with Long Good Friday. See, totally different film. I do have, but anyway. But when I spotted this one quite cheaply, I think it must have been in a 2 for the price of, because the next film up is the same price. I just thought, well, and it certainly is a reasonable price at the moment. If you haven't got it and you're interested in something like this, then I pick it up now. I think it's under £6, this one, so have a go. Lovely. Yeah, bit of fun. The next one up is one that I am really, really surprised that I have never seen. However long I've been actually interested in seeing it for ages and ages and ages, but I never actually have got around to seeing it. But that is Natural Born Killers. Again, 18 rated. I'm obviously doing quite a high rating week for me, this one, apparently. This is strong, bloody violence, sexual violence, all sorts, whatever. There's a new featurette on this particular release. There's a commentary, and it's directed by Oliver Stone, so reasonably convincing. It's going to get a good start. I think when it first came out, the only thing I'd ever seen Woody Harrelson in was Cheers as the sort of like very sweet, dippy bartender. So I suspect he might have actually chosen this role to deliberately make sure that he didn't get typecast as the nice guy. So I think that works. I mean, let's face it, whether or not you like the film or not, he did as Carnage. So, yep. This one, like I said about the Long Kiss Goodnight, this one is presently going for under £6. A nice, quick pickup, easy one to grab if you are in the mood for such. It's a sort of, as far as I understand it or I remember, it's a Bonnie and Clyde type style road thing, but with even much more psychopathic type couple. So yeah, that would be a very interesting first watch for me. And if you like it, I would appreciate your comments, or dislike it, I would appreciate your comments down below. So please let me know what you think about this movie, or any movie that obviously that I've picked up this week. And I only have one more. Like I said, it wasn't a huge selection this week. I don't think it'll be a huge selection next week, actually. But there you go. Trying to spend a little bit less money. Me being sensible, it's hardly believable, I know, but there you go. And this one is back to the sort of thing that other people don't seem to ever seem to be buying apart from me. That's Belle de Jour, which is regarded as they say here anyway. I don't have any disagreement after looking online before I bought it. An erotic masterpiece, and the director's most accessible film. So obviously he did some weird stuff too. This Louis Buñuel, I don't know. So I don't know how it's pronounced. It's got a weird squeak. It's got a tilde type thing over the end. I don't know what that means. It stars Catherine Deneuve as a obviously beautiful woman. Catherine Deneuve is, that's full stop. However, she's sexually unfulfilled, and when her husband, who's a surgeon, is out, she decides to take a day job at a brothel for no reason other than the fact that she wants to experience what it is to be in that situation, not because she needs the money. And then that incites an obsession that will end in potential disaster. There's, even though it's apparently one of his most accessible films, the director still uses strange lighting, colours, shadows to temper the gravity and the emotional impact of each uncomfortable scene, etc., etc. So it is going to be a little bit on the arty side. And just as a total aside, because I like to fill in some little bits of information, this is the film that inspired the name, or nom de plume, that was taken by the woman who was the writer of the books and also newspaper, weekly, it's sort of a blog, I suppose, of Secret Diary of a Call Girl, that got into, well, that became Secret Diary of a Call Girl TV series that starred Billie Piper, which in my opinion is absolutely excellent, by the way. Really, actually, and again, referring back to deliberately changing people's opinion of you, whatever she did after being the nice girl in Doctor Who, going out there and being brave enough to take on a role as a highly paid prostitute, where she did get naked. And in actual fact, when the Americans bought up the rights to the series, they had a lot of trouble finding an actress who in America who would actually agree to go naked, because of the potential fallout for actresses over there. But so I think they just ended up buying the rights and showing the UK series instead of reshooting it. Yeah, and that was, and she deliberately chose to write under the pseudonym of Belle de Jour, which is daytime beauty, something like that, which is a sort of pun on the fact of Belle de Nuit would have been Lady of the Night, our prostitute. So I'd just like to add that one in there. So that was yes, daytime beauty, apparently it translates as, but directly, something like that. Yeah, that's a great series. I'm hoping this is going to be a very good film. This has got a nice little slip here. It's got separate script information. It's got interviews. It's got a commentary, and compared to previous releases, if you happen to have those, it has a separate new interview with two of the with the director and the other people involved in the film. So they put a bit of an effort into getting it right. And this one, for those who couldn't have guessed, has strong sexual themes and fetish scenes. There's a surprise for someone who decides to become a prostitute in the middle of the day because she's bored. But yeah, so that is my last one of the week. I do apologise, as I said, for this video being late, but I am trying to manage my health problems at the moment, and I do have still lots of plans for the whole of my wife's birthday physical media. I've got the only footage of the meet-up with Kermit's Ghost, Jamie Powell, Katie Powell and James Lack and myself in Poole a couple of weeks ago. I also now have some footage of the Portsmouth Comic-Con. Not as much as I wanted. I wanted to go back down 2 days in a row so I could pick up separate photos on the second day and concentrate on that. But I do have the full cosplay parade, apart from maybe the first couple of minutes from the Saturday. However, I will have to cut some of that because despite the fact it's supposed to be the adult one that I filmed, there are certain people who went up on stage who were definitely not in the adult category, and I don't particularly want YouTube saying stuff like, why are you filming children, this, that and the other. It all seems a bit, I mean, obviously they gave their permission and such too, so like, please stand near the front of the stage so you can be photographed and be filmed. But there are all sorts of weird and wonderful restrictions on what you should be, or what you can do without somebody deciding to potentially complain, or more to the point, YouTube turning around and saying like, you should have given more warning on this or whatever. So sorry, that was a bit of a wobbling on, but yeah, there are other things as well. And obviously on top of all that, I'm still certainly going to be doing my big unboxing of the mighty Stingray set. I even went to the convention, happened to be wearing the Stingray t-shirt because I finally found it, and it was really nice that a lot of people seemed sort of like, oh, I like the t-shirt and all that sort of thing, so that was good as well. Right, I shall let you get on with the rest of your day because I've been going on for far too long, and I know it was a small one this week, but thank you ever so much for watching. I always appreciate it. I will reply to your comments if you decide to leave one down below, and I love to receive them. And please, if you got anything out of it, hit the like button. It really helps the channel, and I do really like to see that my videos are liked. It gives me sort the enthusiasm to keep on coming back. So that's basically, that's it from me for this week. Anyway, and I hope you all keep on enjoying all your TV, your movies, you're going down to the cinema. I have been down to the cinema actually recently, and I'm thinking of starting maybe a video on like things I have watched. Oh yeah, add some more stuff that I can't have time to do. So anyway, okay. Cheers.